What's going on, guys? Hope you're doing fantastic today. Naya would like to say hi, and she and I would like to talk to you about a brand new release. The newest release from Tom Ford Ebene Fume. Some people are saying this is the best designer release of 2021. Well, is it? Well, my test drive is over and it's time for me to put my 2 cents in on it. So stay tuned. Cue that intro. What's going on, my beautiful fragrance family, and welcome back to My 2 Cents. I hope each and every one of you are doing phenomenal today. My name is Brian, and this is the channel all about helping boost your confidence through the art of fragrance and becoming a lasting scent memory. All right, so Tom Ford's had some pretty good releases this year. One of my favorites is Ombre Leather Parfum. I think that is a fantastic release. I really enjoyed what they did with that DNA, how they rounded it out, made it smoother. But some are saying that Ebene Fume is resurrecting the old school style of Tom Ford, that this is a game changer. I've had this for some time now. This is gonna be my 4th wearing of it because it is my scent of the day. And it's time for me to break this bad boy down, to let you know whether or not I think it's worth a whiff and sniff, if it's worth the price tag, and if it's really the Tom Ford that's revitalizing the Tom Ford fragrance line. Before I get into this review though, I do want to thank the fragrance family for all the love and support. You guys are freaking awesome. If you are new to this channel, then do me a quick favor and take a second, hit that subscribe button. Join this amazing fragrance family. While you're down there, hit that notification bell, flip it to all so that you stay notified every time I'm posting new content. Throw me up some of those likes, guys, because it helps me get my 2 cents out there, and drop me some comments down below. Have you tried the new Ebene Fume? What are your thoughts? Let me know. But now I guess it's time for me to put my 2 cents in on it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into time's up. What's it gonna be, Merv? Whiffs and sniffs. Okie dokie. So like I said, this is my scent of the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray this and we're gonna get to whiffing and sniffing. I will leave the notes up here for you. And here we go. All right, so Ebene Fume. Woody, smoky, resinous, and woody. Lots of rich woods. This starts out with this really rich Palo Santo. And right off the bat, incense. Smoky church incense. A lot of it. Now this is a very smoky fragrance. It is so resinous as well, like scorched amber, scorched resins. There's a nice richness to it, but there's also some balsamic characteristics. I get this tobacco in it. And tobacco's not in the notes whatsoever. I get this really interesting sun-dried tobacco, like just sun-drenched tobacco. I mean, it's just sitting back there. It's not predominant whatsoever, but for some reason I'm getting some sort of tobacco feel. Let me know in the comments if you're getting the same thing, or I've just been smelling fragrances for so long and now my nose is perma-fried. But regardless, I'm getting a little bit of tobacco. There's also this watery quality from the violet leaf that's in this. And it's also quite spicy. And not only are you getting spices from the incense, there's like some black pepper spice. But all of that spiciness kind of gets overshadowed by the intense smoky incense. The watery violet leaf characteristic that I'm getting from it actually kind of reminds me of Ombre Leather Parfum. But also there's these leathery nuances in it, okay? Not a whole lot of leather. I get some leather, but it's just sitting in the back. There's this kind of like a birch tarriness to it, because you get this really thick and rich resinous quality. The only sweetness you're getting in this fragrance is from the woods and from that amber. Lots of smoke. And all the woods, I mean, it's not just Palo Santo. I'm getting cedar and white woods. But the Palo Santo is really nice. It's very, very nice. There are some green characteristics, but they are some very dense green characteristics. Not bright green characteristics, very dense. There is a transition in this fragrance, and it's about 30-45 minutes into the fragrance. I start getting this almost tarry vibe. It's like asphalt vibe, like the tar that they put on asphalt. It's not bad. It's just an interesting transition. It's adding this really interesting bitter quality to it. It's a very thick fragrance, very thick. It's very alluring because the scent trail on this thing is huge, but it's very linear. From what you get at the top until you get to that transition about 30 minutes into it, it just stays exactly the same. It stays rich and woody, resinous and ambery, and very smoky. The incense in this is extremely heavy, very heavy. If you don't like incense and fragrances, especially like extreme incense, you're probably not gonna like this. I would compare this to Ortho Parisi Teroni. It almost smells like a volcano has erupted. That's blowing out all this woody Palo Santo and ambery goodness all over the place. It's extremely warm, it's extremely rich, and it is quite luxurious smelling. But what are my actual thoughts on it? Do I think this is one of the best designer releases, if not the best designer release of 2021? I don't. I think this is a really good fragrance, I do. The only issue that I have with it is it's just good. It doesn't give me all the feels. Doesn't give me the tickle and the giblets, if you know what I'm saying. I don't get the warm and fuzzies. It's not blowing my mind. It's a good fragrance. Don't get me wrong. It's very well blended. I love the Palo Santo in it. It's very camphorous. It's very smoky. It's very woody and resinous and just cram-packed with really good incense. But for some reason, the first time I sprayed, I was like, nah, this is good. I wasn't like, oh my God, this is freaking amazing. For the price, I don't think it's worth it. $263. I don't understand why Tom Ford went up on his fragrances by 13 bucks. I could just imagine sitting in that meeting. Hey guys, you want to do $259? No. That's a weird number. How about 263? Ah, that's it. We'll do 263. 263, I mean, that's just weird. Anyways, it should be 263 and 13 cents just to make it even more oddball. But regardless, Tom Ford went up $13 on his 50 mLs. 263 is quite expensive. Now, I will say this. If you have the money, this ticks and checks a lot of the boxes. Quality, it's great. It's a very quality fragrance. Scent profile, it's great. It's got a really good scent profile if you like smoky, woody fragrances. Longevity, amazing. I mean, stupid good. If anything, this goes back to like way old school Tom Ford, like when Black Orchid was first released. That's the longevity you're getting out of this. Sillage, incredible. This thing leaves an amazing scent trail. Uniqueness, it's okay. I mean, it is very unique for Tom Ford. I mean, there was a fragrance that he created. There was a fragrance that came out. It was like amber, sultane. No, I can't remember. It's an ambery fragrance. Leave me a comment down below if you know what fragrance I'm talking about. For some reason, it's slipping my mind. But Ebene Fume is unique in the sense that Tom Ford hasn't done anything like this in quite some time. I do think it's overpriced. $263 for a 50 ml. Yeah, I don't know. I think it should have gone to the signature line, not the private blends. Just saying. That's just my personal opinion. If you love it, rock it. I also think it's a really good fragrance, and I am happy that I have it in my collection because I don't have anything from Tom Ford like this. So it will be great in my Tom Ford collection. Do I think it's mind-blowing? I do not. I think it's a good fragrance. Do I think it's the best of 2021? No. I think Dior Elixir is a better fragrance. Just putting that out there. I actually like Ombre Leather Parfum better than I like Ebene Fume, but that's my opinion. I'm curious to know what your opinion is. Maybe it is the best fragrance for you. Maybe it is the #1 designer fragrance in your opinion. And I think that's freaking awesome because it is a really good fragrance and it checks all the boxes. But to me, it's just good. It didn't give me all the feels like I was expecting it to, though I didn't know what to expect going into this. I've heard some good reviews and I've heard some not so good reviews, but to each their own. If you love it, rock it. This is one I definitely say, sample first. In fact, find a bunch of fragrances that have this kind of scent profile. Get some decants, test them out, and see for yourself, because even though this is a really good fragrance, it's got a really big price tag. If you can afford it, buy it. If you can't, there's other avenues you can go. And if you'd like to see an episode on me telling you what other fragrances you could get at a more affordable price than Ebene Fume, let me know. Drop me a comment down below. On a scale 1 to 10, I would say this is a 7 out of 10. Good fragrance, just doesn't give me all the feels. Glad to have it in my arsenal, still just doesn't give me all the feels. I would say that this would go in my top 15 of designer fragrances of 2021. It's really good, it's just not great. There it is, guys. Ebene Fume from Tom Ford. It's a good release. It is. Solid release, solid fragrance. It just doesn't give me all the feels. I definitely suggest you sampling before you go out there and blind buy it. If I had sampled this before I blind bought it, I wouldn't have picked it up, just to be honest with you. But I'm glad that I did, and I'm glad I could do this review for you. It's not going anywhere. Definitely think this will be a good fit in my collection. But with that being said, that is it for me today, guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And if you enjoyed today's episode, then do me a favor. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And always remember, you are stinking beautiful. And until next time, happy scent trails.